Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with another episode of our Battle Brothers Let's Play. So, last time around, we started in Hermannschaft, just like we're doing now. We took a job to go collect, basically like enemy heads along this road, all the way to Kargberg and back, and anything we fought we got paid to kill. We didn't really come across much. I had to run down a group of orcs that a militia group from Brunstad helped us with, and so we only got 3 heads out of it. Then we found another mission to go kill some bandits for about 900 crowns, so we're doing fairly well money-wise. However, I did something really dumb at the end of the last episode, and you guys have probably already seen this and are aware of it, but at the end of the last episode we defeated the bandits and they dropped some okay loot. There was some decent stuff in there, and I didn't pick it up. I clicked the leave button rather than the arrow button. And so we left like an arming sword, 2 kite shields, and a chainmail armor set behind. So I'm pretty upset with myself about that, but it happens. There's really no way to go back and get it, so no crying over spilt milk, or at least no reason to cry over spilt milk, so we'll have to just move on without it. We do have some level ups though, so we'll take care of those, and then we're going to see if there's any other work around for us. But we're starting to really come into our own as a group, so we're gonna, take a longer look at 3 skull missions than we have in the past, because I think now that we have boar spears in the front line and a lot of basically entirely tier 2 weapons, I think we're ready. Everybody's in chainmail, everybody's got decent weaponry. We're not using militia spears anymore, so I think we're ready for that next level. So let's jump in here. And first up, we've got Cyrus. We're going to get his skirmishing weapons out while we're here. I'm going to take 4 fatigue for sure. And that's a pretty poor roll on his melee defense, so I'm probably going to skip it. I'd like to get him more defense, but taking 2 at a time is not going to get me very far. I'm actually going to go all left side attributes this time. We're going to give him some health and some resolve. His resolve should be pretty close to done. I usually try to get them to about 60, and then I'll leave it alone unless it's a really good roll or something. And then we'll go shield expert, just so he's a little bit better at blocking with it. Bram, get your axes out. Hans, get your axes out. Merrick has leveled up. So, let's see here. A 1. Wow, that is killer. I would love to get him more melee skill, but that's not going to do it. I'll probably take 3 on his defense there. And then... More fatigue is never a bad thing, but 130 is pretty substantial. His hit points are also pretty good. And his resolve is... I guess his resolve could use a boost. So it comes down to these 2. Let's go hit points first. We'll make it a nice round 80. And then for his perk, got a couple of options. We could go Brawny, free up more of his fatigue for combat and less of it for carrying armor. He's at the point now with 80 hit points where Colossus would be a good idea. 25% of your hit points get added back on top of that. So at 80 he'd be getting an additional 20, it'd bump him up to 100. A lot of guides will say anything under 80, it's not really worth it because you're only getting 10 points, basically like 2 level ups worth. But at 80 HP, that's a full 20, which is obviously a pretty big bump. And so it's definitely worth taking at that point. Steel Brow isn't a terrible idea, but there's probably more pressing concerns. That's a nice one to add on to frontline guys, but it's not the most critical. Also, rotation's never a bad idea either. Nor is Pathfinder. There's a lot of options at this point. I think what we'll do is actually Headhunter, Berserk, Nimble. Which one is it? Fearsome, Duelist, Underdog. Underdog's actually a really good one for guys on your flanks because they basically ignore surrounded defense things. So on the flanks where they end up having like 2 guys in front and then 1 on the side and maybe 1 roughly behind, they won't take defensive penalties anymore. So I think I'm actually going to give him that, and I'd like to get Henrik that as well. And that pretty much does it. Oh wait, no. Jorah leveled up as well. So let's take care of him. He's already level 4. I feel like we just hired him. I have been playing this game a lot though, so that's probably why. Yeah, I've noticed like I sit down to record batches and I end up recording a lot more episodes than I intend to. But that just tells you how good this game is. So let's see. Let's give you 3 there, 4 here, and I'll give you 4 there, I guess. For your perk, we will go... Normally I'd go shield expert here. He's not using a shield, but he probably should be, because he's actually a very good defender. I'm wondering if there's somebody in the front line that would be better suited to the back. Bram I can pretty much put anywhere. Bram is by far my most versatile guy. Xander... You're kind of the same boat. Hans, what's your base defense? Let's take a look at that real quick. 14. It's actually pretty good. So like some of these guys don't have much potential in defensive skills, but they have fairly high starting defense, which makes it, you know, easier to get them to a higher level. Cyrus is sort of similar, but at the same time, I don't know. I don't know. This is tough. Got a couple of guys that would all fit really well there. I don't know. We'll leave them where they are for now. I think I will take shield expert for him, even though it's not going to be immediately effective, because if at any point he ends up using a shield, it will be nice to have. Yeah. Okay. Alright then. Herman Schaff, you got anything else for me? We didn't want to do that one, so we'll leave it alone. I really wish I had picked up that loot, because I could sell some of it right now. But as it stands, yeah. I'm actually going to sell some of these short swords. We'll get rid of 2 of them. Because we have these swords as well. And technically, well, this is more of a cleaver. It functions a lot more like a cleaver, which I'm not a fan of. Actually, it says cleaver even. Yeah. Not a fan. If you... Oh, wow. Yeah, sell that salt too. I don't know that they've patched it out yet, but basically, if an enemy dies from bleeding, you don't get the XP from it. You have to actually deal the killing blow. And so I think that's a major nerf to cleavers. Also, there are other weapons that make enemies bleed just as well, that are a little bit easier to implement, like jagged pikes, because you can do it at a pretty good distance. So, in my opinion, cleavers aren't bad. There's just a lot better one-handed weapons that you could be bringing. I'm not really seeing anything here. Let's take a look at this job. I don't know that we're really going to bother with it. 610 actually is not terrible. We can bump it up to 650, drive off the brigands at the ancient ruins. Yeah, what the hell. Sounds straightforward enough. It's kind of a pain in the ass place to get to, though. Alright, so we're coming up on the ruins. Don't know what we're going to be up against here, but we should be... Actually, you know what? Fall back for a second. Let's get your javelins out. And I'm actually going to wait until day, or at least dawn. Because we are almost certainly going to have range superiority. We'd like to be able to use it. If it's nighttime, it won't be so effective. Okay. Pretty standard fare here. I'm actually going to move up and claim as much of this high ground as I can for myself. Also, we're going to eat up the distance that these guys want to sit back at, because they were a little bit too aggressive. So we're going to basically move right up into their faces and not let them stand back and take swings at us. Why don't you guys wait for a little bit first? Actually, feel free to put a bolt into somebody. That's your best target right there. Damn. Okay. Move up. Shield up. Bram. See, here's the problem is getting these damn skirmishing weapons put away. Fighting defensively, obviously, it pays to have that in the spear wall, but when we decide to be aggressive, it kind of defeats the purpose. Let's get you up as well, and we're going to be very defensive in our attack here. We're going to make sure our shields are raised before anything else. Okay, let's get you up here. That traps him in combat. We'll get your axe out, and unfortunately that's your turn. Jacques, go ahead and move up as well. I'm actually going to have you go right at him. Hans, you can skirmish, at least for a little while. See if you can hit anybody in that group. And Merrick, if I move you there, I can actually spear wall both of these spots. And that might buy him a little bit more time to skirmish. Henrik, move up and protect yourself. Alright, take a nice stab at this guy. Oh, come on. That's risky. That's real risky. 14 right there. Sure, go for it. Sweet. Can't ask for much more than that. Alright, so what are you gonna do? They're gonna swap. That's a smart play on their part, but his morale is not very good. Who is more dangerous? You got a better chance to hit him, so go after him. He's also more likely to break and flee, so a couple attacks might turn him, make him turn tail and send it back the other way. Hopefully they don't destroy his shield. Oh, well, I jinxed it. Okay, keep throwing javelins at them. Come on, give me a kill. Aw. Alright, step up over. Not over, but you know what I mean. Start working on that shield. Mieszko, move up. Get your pike out and start putting it to work. Let's see, 32, 32, or 51. Easy choice. Took his ear off with it. Yikes. Hakon, keep firing your bow. Nice. Almost got him. I think Xander can finish him right here. Come on. Him in the body. There it is. That didn't quite break him, but a nice flail to the face might. Oh, one shot, one kill. I will happily accept that. And then I'm going to have you claim this high ground. And that pins him in combat again. Jacques, protect yourself, and then rain some blows on his head. Hans, throw some axes his way. And then I think Merrick is just going to move right up to engage him. We don't want him getting any ideas. And then Henrik, protect yourself. And honestly, he's the most threatening, but you've got a much better chance against that guy. So we'll go there. Yeah, I don't like that his shield's broken, but I don't know what else I can do about it. You're gonna wait, actually. Ouch. Yeah, they're all going after Bram. He's ducking and dodging, though. Let's have you wait. You move up. Go ahead and start attacking him. We're gonna have you focus here. He's going to actually get past our shield there. I didn't think he'd be able to. Xander, move up, and nicely done. He's getting pretty good with those javelins. Oh wow, okay. That went pretty well. I was gonna smash him in the face, but it looks like I don't need to. Let's have you wait. I'm trying to pass everybody's turn until we get to Cyrus, because Cyrus can break his shield and then he's a lot more vulnerable. Let's see, there's only one adjacency there. Actually, there's another tile right here. Oh, okay, never mind. Is that where the tree is? No, it's not. Okay, move there then. That's a great spot. Let's get you over here. Okay, perfect. break that shield, and then, sure, take another swing at him. Henrik, just keep holding ground. That's your job. That's all you need to do. Alright, so Bram can probably smash that guy in the face. Finish him off. Let's go after him. Cool. Bram, you know what to do. Oh god. Caved his head in again. Keep your high ground, actually. Actually, you know what? Get out of there. You don't have a shield. I don't want him stabbing at you. Jock, you can move up, and let's focus on him. Oh, nice. Jorah, you can step up to here and see what you can do to that guy. We need to start dealing with these shields, though. Cool. He's gonna rout now. Basically, just surround him, and as he tries to flee, we will tear him apart. Don't want to surround him completely, though. We want to let him run, basically, and kill him as he tries to do it. Unless, of course, we kill him before that, like this, and then we don't have to worry. So, 2 more level ups. I'm happy to accept those. No serious wounds. Only 1 light wound on Bram, who also lost his shield, so we'll have to get him a new one. We did recover some armor and another boar spear. We actually needed 1 more. I'm actually going to claim this loot rather than leave it on the ground. And let's see if we can't make use of any of it. Okay. So let's see here. Jacques. Level 7. Let's get you some more defense. And I guess more health wouldn't hurt. The rest of your roll is pretty poor, though. So I'm going to just keep adding it to fatigue, I guess. And for a perk, let's see. Brawny wouldn't be a terrible idea here. Colossus, his hit points are a bit low for Colossus right now. He would only get, let's see. I'm not going to do the math in my head right now. I don't feel like it. But Brawny wouldn't hurt. He's 1 level away from being able to get... Actually, he can get Battleforged right now. That might be a good idea. Let's do it. We'll get Brawny eventually, but this is a really good perk. And it will preserve his armor and his health. So, yeah. Vlad, how did you end up getting worse armor than Hakon? Let's get yours... Actually, here. Do this. We'll give you the better one. Yeah, Hakon, you get the beat up one. We didn't pay 1,000 crowns for you. Right, so you leveled up. Another pretty poor roll. Let's get you 4 more range skill, 4 more health, and then I think I'll take the fatigue. Alright, we'll go gifted, so at least you get a better roll this time. It's a max roll. We'll go 4 again, 4 and 4. And make sure we get or keep our skirmishing weapons out. And right, you need a shield. I really don't have anything for you at the moment, so take one of these and we'll try to find him a kite shield if we can. That looks pretty good to me. Oh, right. You need this. Cool. Let's return to collect our pay, and we'll sell off some of this loot. And actually, one more thing. Who was it? Actually, never mind. Oh, wait, you. You are going to equip the padded helmet because it's better than the regular one. Only a little bit better, but better. Okay, 650 crowns, and we should be able to get better prices here if... I mean, there's nothing we want to buy, but... Yeah, I guess food. It's pretty cheap food. Actually, the fish here is a good price as well. I might buy both of them. Alright, so... Don't need any more shields. Actually, get rid of that one that's in worse shape. This can move to here. That thing's pretty torn up. Let's get rid of these two and keep this one. This is chainmail, so I prefer to keep this over, you know, other stuff. Actually, do we even need more food? We don't. It's tempting because that fish is so inexpensive, but it'll spoil. Actually, those amber shards are pretty cheap. Let's see if we can't make some profit on amber shards. The fish I'm not going to bother with because it will spoil, and therefore by the time we get anywhere to trade it, you know, it'll already be worthless. Alright, I think we're doing pretty good here. Okay, so now the question is, where can we spend this? Barber and a tavern. As I recall, the best armor was in Brunstad, but I kind of like to continue moving south. You don't have one either, so let's just keep moving south. We'll see if we can't find any more work, and then we'll just keep saving up the money until we get back to an armor with a good selection. Well, decent work here. Do you have any decent armor floating around in the market? No. We on tools. We're actually pretty solid on tools. Of course, they have amber shards here, so I won't make any money on that. Right then, what are they offering here? 620 and 160. We'll see if we can bump that up. No, we cannot. Looks like we're going after more bandits there. I wouldn't mind taking that, but we'll see what this one is first. Oh, this one pays a little bit better. And he's willing to increase it. This looks like it's going to be against undead. But I don't mind facing some more undead, so let's do the undead first and we'll come back for the bandit one. I'd rather grab the bigger payday first, just in case the other one disappears. So I'm almost certain this is going to be... Ah, crap. I should have known. Should have known. Actually, wait, this wasn't even a... It wasn't a noble house mission, so they just kind of screwed me on the location there. But it is against ancient dead, so we are going to get our swords equipped. So let's see. You can have an arming sword. Actually, I'll give you this one. I'll give you the fancy one. Henrik, you get an arming sword. Xander, I'll give you the Kopesh. And Jacques the Templar, I'll give you... Do I forgot to sell that. I guess I'll give you a hand axe. It's better than a short sword. If only slightly. Alright, I think that is sufficient. You know what? You guys don't even bother with the bows. There is no point. We're just going to be really aggressive. Alright guys, so we are here, but unfortunately out of time, so I'm going to break off the episode here. And in the next one, we will pick up this fight. It is daylight, not that it matters, because we are not using any ranged stuff, but I think this should be pretty straightforward, unless we have to deal with more Necro Savants. If we do, I think I've got a much better idea of how to handle it. Also, because we've completely gone away with any sort of ranged stuff here, I think we'll be a lot less vulnerable to them. We'll see. But anywho, thank you guys so much for watching. I had a great time playing some Battle Brothers with you, and I look forward to seeing you back here for the next episode.